Hello and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't you find it interesting how all these tabloids and news media outlets have so much hypocrisy filled within their headlines? Why is it certain people get all these sympathetic comments, meanwhile other people get the book thrown at them? Watch this.
Actress Tiffany Haddish arrested early this morning, suspected of DUI. The Fayette County, Georgia Sheriff's Office released this mugshot of Haddish. Our ABC affiliate in Atlanta, WSB-TV, reports Peachtree City Police were responding to a 911 call about a driver falling asleep at the wheel along Highway 74 around 2:30 this morning. An officer performed a traffic stop, and Haddish pulled into the yard of a nearby home. Haddish reportedly posted bond a few hours later. A source close to Haddish did tell Eyewitness News that it's been a tough couple of weeks for the star, including the death of her grandmother.
I see these celebrities going through things that everyday people go through, and most of them just get a slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, when we see things in the regular community, it always takes a public outcry in order to initiate some real justice, like when it came to this Colorado trucker who accidentally took the lives of individuals at no fault of him. Now compare that to an individual who knows very well they're intoxicated, getting behind the wheel and risking taking somebody's life. But I guess it's okay if you have a nice little mugshot and a connection of people who are willing to rally in your defense and help the general public sympathize with your poor decisions while slamming the book at others. If it hadn't been for a public outcry with this Colorado driver, he probably would be spending the rest of his life behind bars. But thanks to people who started protesting and creating petitions who stood up for this man, when the law obviously is all about connections and how you can manipulate the same circumstances depending on the person committing the crime.
There's more breaking news, this time on that truck driver who was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a deadly highway crash. Colorado's governor has commuted Rogel Aguilera Mederos' sentence to 10 years. He was convicted on 27 charges for a fiery crash that killed 4 people in 2019. A petition calling for clemency was signed by more than 5 million people. NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos joins us now to talk a little bit more about this reduced sentence. Danny, so we were looking at a 110-year sentence for this crash that just came down about 2 weeks ago. The DA there in Colorado had said that had requested a resentencing hearing. That was on the calendar. How unusual is it that the decision for clemency came so quickly and that the sentence was reduced by so much, from basically life in prison to 10 years?
So unusual that we're not likely to see anything like this again. But then again, this is an unusual situation. You have a weird combination of mandatory minimum sentences that led to this completely bizarre, unexpected result that is uncommon. But as a defense attorney, that's exactly the problem with mandatory minimums, is that they take the power away from the judge, who should have the power to sentence, and they give that power almost exclusively to the prosecutor. A little too much power in the prosecutor's hand. The reason this happened so quickly is that it was so apparently a sentence that was beyond the pale for sentences for conduct of this type, especially given the facts and circumstances. Of course, a tragic crash, tragic result, but this sentence, 110 years, was not within the heartland of similar sentences.
The message of this video is very simple. What if this same man had great PR people to act on his behalf and change public perspective to all the information that we got? What if he had attorneys who could sway the prosecutors to go lenient and maybe just give him a slap on the wrist like so many others? The point? Why is the law so hypocritical when it comes to similar situations, and certain people have protection while others are just a product of their environment? Make sure you like this video, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to enter my Valentine's Day raffle, make sure you send $1 to Primadonna Pastries and wait for your $1 reply. Then you can email me your shipping address once you get a reply, and I'll send you a special box.